How terrible were your report cards?
So actually, going back to okay, I was amazing in first grade, second grade, third grade, all the way up to like about sixth grade.
Yeah,
I
when
was
when they
like
when they
A's
weren't
and
majorly,
B's.
they weren't judging on just coloring and shit.
Yeah, once it got to like real work and you had to
Yeah,
study and homework, I'd say I was probably a B minus. Was for me was an A plus.
the NFL report cards came out today.
Ooh, the NFL report cards.
Do you know how those work? It's basically a report of. Let me give you the categories real quick. It's about the teams themselves.
Isn't it team
Treatment of
satisfaction?
treatment of families, food and dining area, nutritionist, locker room, training staff, weight room, strength coaches, team travel, head coach, and ownership.
Okay. So essentially, this is the player's opportunity to voice their opinion on how their
Yes.
job is doing. It's an employee sentiment survey,
Yeah.
essentially.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we can talk about that later on, but the Bengals did not do good in some areas. And
Is it because they have to
overall,
walk across the street to practice?
no, locker room A plus, third in the league.
That's not the locker room. I'm
Tra-
talking about the practice field that they
what
have
do
to
you want?
cross the
Practice
street to get
field?
to.
Let's see. Food, dining area, training staff A minus, training room B plus, locker room A plus, strength coaches A minus, team travel A minus, head coach A.
What's the bad part? I'm waiting for the
Tr-
bad part.
treatment of families F minus, 32nd in the league. Food and dining area F, 32nd in the league. Nutritionist and dietitian C, 32nd in the league.
Oh my
Ownership
god.
25th in the league.
What letter?
Head coach A, ownership C.
Well, I mean, when
Head
people
coach
aren't getting
9th,
paid,
ownership 25th. By the way,
when people aren't
I'm
getting paid.
Brendan.
I'm Mike.
That's Mike. Yeah, that's the Bengals report card. It was kind of interesting to look those uh, stats over. There were some teams that did really well.
Mhm.
Um, like I believe the Falcons overall ranking was third.
Okay.
Who was number one?
I was gonna
I'll
say
figure
who the
that out.
overall top ranking of like whose team is the most satisfied? The Chiefs. If it's the fucking Chiefs,
Chiefs are 26th.
yeah, let's go. At least they're
Las
not.
Vegas
At
Raiders
least something sucks for
4th.
them.
Los Angeles Chargers 5th. Number one overall. Number one and two. Who
Hold
do you
on.
think it
Number
is?
one and two. Number one
One
and
and
number
two.
two. The
This team got
the
all
Las
A's.
Vegas
This this
Raiders.
this team got all A's in
The
every
Raiders.
single category. The Miami Dolphins.
The the Dolphins.
Yes. And
What's up
in
with that
second
little
place,
leprechaun looking dude down there?
the
Just how
Minnesota
happy-
Vikings.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I guess it's cool to be in Minnesota.
Good
or
job for
Miami.
treating the families right and treating the players right and
I
taking care
mean,
of things, I guess.
Cincinnati, we need to step our game up. We need to
Yep.
do better in that field.
Treat those families good. Players won't want to come
Family,
here.
that's a big deal. Is family satisfaction. Like all these players grow up wanting their parents and their family to come see them, and then they all have like significant others and children.
We've especially dealt with that in soccer. I
those
mean, you got a lot of players from out of the country as well. You really want to give people a place where they feel like they're at home. And, that's
Absolutely.
one of the things we take pride on here with our FC Cincinnati team. Is
And in football, they're not from all over the world. They're just from all over the country. So it's
Yeah.
not even that it's not even as big
yeah, for
of
sure.
an ask.
For
And
sure.
the NFL has more money.
So let me ask you this:
Yeah.
Are you allowed to have a drink again this week?
So I am back on. Is it back on the wagon or am I off the wagon?
If
is
the
it?
wagon is wobbling, you're back on. I think no. If you're off the wagon, no.
When
wait,
you're
back
off the
on.
wagon, you're drinking.
Yeah.
Because you're on the wagon to, I don't know where you're going.
No, I think
You're on a
the
wagon, you're going
drinking.
somewhere. When you're on the wagon, you're drinking?
I don't know.
But to answer your question, I can drink again. We're gonna
You can drink again. What are you gonna have? Do you have something to celebrate?
We are gonna go ahead and open up this Rebel 100, the official bourbon of RCR, race car driving.
The official bourbon. Now you say we're gonna open this up, but something about
It's
that
already
looked
been
already open. Okay,
It's
I was
already
gonna
been
say,
open.
don't try to
This is
pass
the-
that shit off as it's being open for the first time.
Opening right now.
Okay, okay, okay. So let me see here. I am gonna finish something off. 400 conejos.
400
400,
kudos.
400 rabbits.
Is that the titty whisk or titty
No, that's the
titty
pachuga. That's the
pachuga?
pachuga mezcal.
That's the chicken, like a chicken stomach or something like
It's
that.
well, they put a chicken breast or a turkey breast inside
Chicken
the
breast or
still
turkey breast.
while it distills. Um, this one is it was milled by a stone pulled by a horse. Fermentation type was in a wooden tub. Distillation type was in a copper pot still, and the oven type was a volcanic earth pit.
Wow. All that's the thing. This doesn't have this has the details are it's 100 proof.
Yes.
It's from Bardstown,
Yes.
Lux Road Distillers.
And some race car guys like it.
Kyle Busch.
Kyle Busch.
Woo!
We're gonna go left and we're gonna go fast.
Did you ever watch like a lot of NASCAR growing up, like a lot of race car driving?
Not really. I the last 10 laps or so are exciting, but
I got to go a couple times when I was really young to dirt track racing, where
okay.
it was just the dudes who made cars, and like my uncles had taken me, and it was like
Cheers.
7:30. Cheers, 7:30 on a Sunday night, and like,
Yum.
yes, sir. That is
Yes,
good.
sir. Nice.
So I distinctly remember like 7:30 on a Sunday night, but because of the dust going around, it
Yeah.
just had this like yellow. The sky had this like yellow vibe because it was just dirt track,
Oh wow.
just dirt track racing, and it's like
It was like a
the late-
sandstorm.
oh yeah, it's like the late 80s, and I'm just a little kid just sitting there with like the little hugs. Remember like
Oh,
little
yeah.
hugs, juice things?
Oh yeah.
They would sell them at the concession stand for kids and stuff, so I'd always have one of those and a little
Do you
bag
remember
of
the
chips.
bar across the street from where we work that would do the hug chugs?
When they start boozing them up.
Yeah.
I don't. I do. I never get those. I never get like, hey, we took a little hug and we put booze in it, or hey, here's an adult Capri Sun.
Hey, you want to know what childhood would have been
I don't
like
need to
if you were
doctor it
fucked up?
Exactly. Like, hey, remember that thing that you loved from being a kid? Yeah, you got some of that? Well, we put liquor in it. Can I just have a little hug?
Yeah, but
And
have
just
you
sip
ever
on a
had
little hug?
Yeah, but have you ever had Sunny D while contemplating your life?
Remember Ecto Cooler?
Oh, fuck yeah.
We mixed Malort into it.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh.
That would be terrible.
Now we put 99
Ecto-Cooler.
bananas in this Ecto Cooler.
Ecto Cooler nailed a color that is very hard to get outside of Midori when it comes to bartending. Like, where
I
are you
gotta
gonna
give the
creme de
texture
menthe
to it
maybe?
as well.
Creme de menthe and Midori are the only two I can think. Oh, a sour apple pucker maybe.
I got to give it to the texture of that as well. I feel like Ecto Cooler had a different like viscosity to it than just like normal Kool-Aid, like normal high C drinks and stuff like that. It was like it was the special one. Even though that movie came out in like the 80s, like late 80s, and it was well into the 90s that all of us kids were just like, yeah, give me the Ecto Cooler with the little Slimer thing on it. Give me the fucking juice with the bugger on the box. Like, it is funny how
it outlived
much we gravitated towards
it outlived the usual marketing appeal of something
the
for a
cycle.
movie.
Yeah, the cycle of like, okay, eventually people move on to the next thing. It was like, no,
for sure.
We're just gonna keep hawking this green shit with a fucking booger on the box, and your kids are gonna drink it because we could. They were the only one of the only ones that were smart enough to put it in the little cardboard square box that fit in like your lunch bag or your lunch pail or your lunch box or whatever. Like, not everybody had that little one, but Ecto Cooler was the first one that had like a little thing you could just take on the go. So they cornered the market, man.
No, they nailed it with that movie. Well, speaking of movies, I now not to pitch here's a free plug for your Instagram page, the McLaren Movie Club. I saw that you saw a movie that I haven't seen.
I saw a movie that you haven't saw, and I seen it.
You seen it?
But
You seen this
so
all?
to give context, my wife and I do the McLaren Movie Club, where we subject each other to a movie that we grew up on. So I've made her watch Terminator 2. I've made her watch Total Recall, Pulp Fiction.
You
This
really
past
leaned into
week,
Arnold there twice, huh?
Groundhog Day. Yeah.
Oh, Groundhog Day.
Ultimately, the goal is to knock out a bunch of really classic Arnold movies,
Has
because
she seen what's
the
the one with Jamie Lee Curtis and they're hanging off the
True
helicopter?
Lies. I didn't grow up on that one as much.
That was a
I'm
great
thinking about.
movie though.
It's a great movie, but I'm thinking of the ones that like I watched over and over again as a kid. The movies I consider I grew up on, because ultimately the goal is to get the Last Action Hero. That's
Okay.
kind of like, you have to see a bunch of Arnold, I think, to really understand for Last Action Hero to really stick.
Does Predator count? Has she seen Predator?
We're gonna do that one.
Yeah.
Also, I'm debating Conan. Is everybody gonna get Conan?
I'll be honest with you. I can't remember a lot of Conan. I mean,
It's,
I saw it. I saw
It's
it.
very
I don't.
brutal. It's a
Yeah.
little chauvinistic. It's
I
it's
think
wild.
Kindergarten Cop.
What a great movie.
Yeah.
It's not a tumor.
Not a tumor.
It's not a tumor. That actually might be on one, because that was another one that really, because most of these movies, and I've told this story before, the 5 movies for 5 days for $5. I grew up down the street from a video store that had that deal. So like my mom would literally give me like $6, because $5 and change. I'd go to the video store, pick out 5 tapes, take them home. That was my weekend. Just watching a bunch of VHS movies as a kid. Like that was how I kept myself entertained. My mom was a single working mom. So like I was like 11 and 12 and had like, okay, what am I going to do to occupy myself?
Did
cool,
you have like
watch a bunch of movies?
Did you have a mainstream rental place? Was
Yes,
it a Blockbuster or
no? It wasn't mainstream. No, it was a mom and pop video store. It was called Video Rental Systems.
I had Rob's Video.
Rob's Video. I love when it's just dudes video.
Over in Latonia, man. Rob's Video. It's where I did some of my early video game rentals and stuff like that. I remember they also worked on dirt bikes, and they had that room behind the blanket curtain.
Yeah.
The adults only area.
the titty movie space.
Yeah.
The titty movie space was always wild. But yeah, Video Rental Systems had one of those as well. The Video Rental Systems, I eventually worked there when I was like 16 years old. So like I eventually got to work at that video store for a little bit, which was one of the greatest experiences ever. I literally got to spend a summer just watching movies and like hanging out in a video store, and just like, it was fantastic.
I briefly for a season worked at a GameStop and had that kind of same feeling.
I've never done that.
It was only a few months, but like, I can take whatever game I want home with me. Okay, cool. Like they had you would sign out a game. You could only have one at a time, and it couldn't be something that like there were not many copies.
You couldn't say the last copy of the new Call of Duty.
Exactly. Yeah. But yeah, that was kind of nice. So what did you think of Legally Blonde? I've never seen it.
Yeah, so Legally Blonde was the movie that we watched this week, and I gave it a 9 out of 10. Here's what I'll say.
That's a high rating, bud.
You have to go into. I mean, okay. If we're looking at what are you presenting? What are you telling me I'm gonna see? You're telling me this is gonna be a kind of comedy about a girl who shouldn't be going to law school and succeeding. Okay, cool.
Yes.
By that standard, they made an amazing movie about that, and the characters were well done. The actors are really well chosen. Selma Blair, I think her name's Selma Blair.
Yeah.
And then Reese Witherspoon, and then Victor Garber, who I was really bummed out. Spoilers for Legally Blunt. A guy who ends up being a scumbag, who I didn't want to be a scumbag, Victor Garber. It's like, oh, I like this guy. I hope he's a good mentor and shit like that. And no, he ended up being a scumbag. But Reese Witherspoon's fantastic in it. Jennifer Coolidge, who's like really popular because of like that White Lotus show, she's in this as well. She plays like the nail lady that the main character.
Are we talking about Stifler's mom?
think she was Stifler's mom. I never really got into
And she
those
was in like
movies.
Best in Show and all those
Yes,
movies. Yeah.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
Her.
Yeah, she's very funny. She's very, very funny. She
But
was in
she's in
Best in
this
Show.
movie.
She was in Waiting for Guffman.
Waiting
She's
for
yeah.
wait. I think Waiting for Guffman is the most underrated Christopher Guest movie. It's not the one a lot of people jump into,
No.
but
Waiting for
that
Guffman's
one,
very underrated. A Mighty Wind is as well. If you really are into that kind of
A
like
Mighty
those
Wind is. I like A Mighty
the
Wind.
over the top
Yeah.
folk music and the like sing-alongs with the crowd, there's something good about it. I don't know, but I'll tell you right now, it when Mascots came out, that quickly
I never
became a
seen Mascots.
you should, if you guys get a chance, give that a chance, because it rivals Best in Show for the best one
It can't
overall.
be for the movie night though. The movie night has very
It's
specific
got to
rules.
be something that
It
one of you
has
has
to be
seen
something
and
we
one of you
grew
haven't.
up
Oh,
on,
grew
and the
up
other
on.
one hasn't seen. So like, there's like a
Okay.
weird like, we're not really hitting stuff after high
Yeah,
school.
I gotcha.
Kind of. So, but that's also completely different. Like
If
her
it's
high
something from
school is a
after high
little bit different than
school,
mine.
you better have been watching it when you were younger.
Yeah,
Like for
yeah.
me, I had a VHS tape I remember with Goonies, Gremlins, and wait, I had Goonies on one, I had Gremlins on one, and what was the other one? Lost Boys. Goonies, Gremlins, Lost Boys was on yeah.
That's an '80s movie trifecta. That's
My
like
dad, I remember that I also, what did I copy after?
the
Dad
soundtrack
had
of those three movies mashed together would be
yes.
fantastic.
Dad had Blade Runner, and then on the end of Blade Runner, I had recorded something. What did I record that I watched? Oh man, you know
Seen
what I
it, but
loved as
seen
a
it, but it
kid?
didn't
As a
really
kid,
land.
kid,
Blade Runner didn't
M-
really land with me.
Muppets Take Manhattan.
Muppets Take. Oh man,
When I was a
we,
kid, I loved Muppets Take
I think
Manhattan.
we all had that VHS. That like for me, it was the Ninja Turtles, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles coming out of their Shell tour. They did a rock concert in New York where they had the dudes put on the suits and do like
Okay.
a whole like video, and like there was songs they sang, and Splinter came out and sang a ballad at one point. The Shredder rapped about how he hated music. It was a whole like production, and I had a VHS tape of it. That was my like what you're talking about, that
Yeah.
VHS tape that you really burn through. It was either that or the animated GI Joe movie. I don't know if you remember the animated GI Joe movie
Ooh.
where the GI Joe, they go to like Cobra Law, and like you meet like the guy bigger. There's a guy bigger than Serpentor. Either way, it's like they did a GI Joe animated movie
I
in like
think
the
I do
early
remember
90s.
that. I think
That
I do remember that. It had
I have it
the
somewhere
yeah.
on. I have it right here on DVD. GI Joe, the movie. I have the special
Nice.
collector's edition
That's
here on
awesome.
DVD. This came out in
Tomax and Zaymont were two of my favorites.
1987.
They were the twins. I loved the twins, the evil twins. I wanted an evil twin.
Tomax and Zaymont were really cool characters.
Now
There's a lot of rad GI Joe characters.
Bob over on YouTube here is asking if we remember Enemy Mine. I do not.
Does not ring a bell for me.
No idea there, Bob.
Does
Thanks,
not
though.
ring a bell.
Yeah, no, it sounds familiar,
If
but
it was a video game, I didn't play it. It makes me think of Maniac Mansion. Enemy Mine. Maniac Mansion. That's one of the best Nintendo games ever made if you didn't play that.
Maniac Mansion.
Mm-hmm.
I love Bugs Bunny's Haunted Mansion.
Bugs Bunny's.
Did you just finish your drink?
I did.
I finished mine, and it might be time for a new one.
Bugs Bunny also had it was like Bugs Bunny's Birthday Adventure on Nintendo. Fire game.
Yeah. There were certain old school classic games that you wouldn't expect, like
DuckTales.
people to say, yeah, Aladdin on Sega Genesis.
Aladdin is fantastic. So is the Lion King. I have somewhere around here a combo of that as well.
Yeah, Aladdin on Sega Genesis. Sega Genesis had a few games that I loved. Aladdin was one of them. Eternal Champions was another one of them.
Eternal Champions, Aladdin,
and Sonic were like that's what I remember when I think
Maximum
of Sega
Carnage. Right now. I played the shit out of Maximum Carnage. I don't know if you ever played that one. The Spider-Man Venom game.
Oh yeah.
The X-Men game on the Sega Genesis was fantastic as well.
Play that one.
That was one of the ones. That's one they need to. They probably can't because of the Disney connection now and Marvel, all this shit being expensive. That's one they need to re-release on the online service thing where you can play old school
Oh,
games.
yeah. I
Needs to
know what
be
you're
on
talking
that.
about. For
Uh,
Xbox, yeah.
for Switch,
For Switch, yeah, because
because
Switch
they've
does
got
do
the
the
little
Sega.
Sega
Yeah,
space.
right.
No, it's time for a beer.
Oh, it's time for a beer. I've got a beer. I've got one that I've never had on the show before.
Ooh, what do you got?
I've had it one time.
Okay.
Well, I've had it. Okay, I've had it two times. But the first time I ever had this beer, I had it mixed with ice cream.
Okay.
Now, you
Some
probably know
people,
exactly. Now, from our area, if you say that, people probably know what I'm talking about.
yeah.
And
It's just a matter of which one.
yes, I have. What they did was they took. This is the Graders and Braxton Brewing collaboration, the
Very
Black
Cincinnati.
Raspberry Chocolate Chip, very Cincinnati, um, Covington, Kentucky, and Cincinnati. But Black Raspberry Chocolate Chip. And the first time I had this was at a beer fest, and they actually had bits of the ice cream there, and they would take a tiny scoop of the ice cream and put it in your glass and then pour the beer over it. And I'll tell you what, it was freaking fantastic.
I bet that would be really fucking good
It was really good.
with a deep stout like that. Yeah,
Oh yeah, absolutely. Look at that. It's in
that
my
looks good.
it's in my Cincinnati American Outlaws glass for my US soccer support.
I've got a 50 West brewing glass. This one,
Mm.
once again, I think I've talked about this on the show. I went to just some bar one night and they had this on draft. And I didn't know they were also doing a giveaway. Like, you drink it, you get to take the pint. I was like, okay, great.
Yeah.
But I think I've had this on the show before. This is from Rheingeist Brewing. This is Mysticor. This is a hazy imperial pale ale.
I think I recognize the
9%.
9.
Yeah, we're going a little bit hard in the paint here.
It's been a minute for you. It's
It has.
understandable.
Nice little.
You really get the raspberry chocolate chip together. Like, that's what I love about this. With me, I love stouts, but my problem is stouts can go one of two ways. They're either going to lean in really heavy coffee or heavy chocolate. I'm not a big coffee fan, so I'm going to lean away from your breakfast stouts and your founders and stuff like that. Yeah. But this one here is more on that chocolate chip side for sure. You all right? Did you spill?
A little bit, but we're good.
I know the wiping of a hockey jersey sleeve.
Oh, no, yeah, we're good. I always do the trick where I take a little bit of hand sanitizer, rub it on the liquid. That way it breaks up any like sugar, so it's not sticky.
Oh, look
That's
at
a pro
you.
tip. That's a pro tip, guys. You spill a little booze on your desk, on your work surface. A little
From
hand
somebody
sanitizer.
who has spilt lots of booze in his day.
Yes, someone who's spilled lots of booze and works on a desk. It's also the desk that he does his show on. Cheers.
Cheers, buddy. I already took a go to. Oh, I almost hit a wrong button there.
That is fantastic.
I almost hit a button and shut everything down.
I almost turned the whole thing off.
Right? If your mouse is in the wrong position or gets knocked into the wrong position, that's really easy to do.
Right.
So, anyway.
Blue Jackets 4, Red Wings 2. Let's go, baby.
Blue Jackets 4, Red Wings 2. Thanks for tuning in. Those of you on Twitch, those of you on YouTube,
Woo-hoo!
Those of you wiping up your drink with your hockey sleeves.
Mm-hmm. That should be something we market. Like a hockey sleeve towel. Goes right there.
Like have like a little chamois in the forearm. Little forearm chamois.
Called the cleaner jersey.
So I've got something here that I wanted to talk to you about and see what you think.
Yeah.
I have Bleacher Report has just released its top 50. Do you want to talk about wrestling first, or you want to talk about gambling first?
You already started talking about wrestling.
Okay, let's talk about wrestling.
The top what?
The top 50 superstars of all time. Now,
50. Wow.
Yes. Now I have the top 10 list.
Okay.
Oh, excuse me 1 second here.
Now, my first thought is, are they using Superstar for all companies, or is this like a WWE only list?
This is going to be a little bit of all from what I've seen. Let me scooch back over. Blah, 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 blah. I mean, this looks like a lot of WWE. I mean, then again, most are going to be.
Which, not trying to sound like a cheerleader, but it makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, for your top 10 of all time. And so, if you had to guess someone on that
Yeah.
top 10 list,
Someone.
do you think you would be able to guess who you think is number one or who you think is a top? Who's a top? Who's a bottom?
Who's the top in wrestling? There's probably a lot of those.
Usually the guy with the title belt. Um,
So here's the thing. I through
Let me tell you what this was based on. This is what's interesting. This was
Yeah.
based on these things: historical significance. Did they have a meaningful impact on the history of WWE? Oh, this is going to be WWE, it looks like. Championships, popularity, needle mover, time active, pay per view appearances, skills, in ring, mic, and charisma all into one.
Okay, so knowing that,
Yes.
I can say you said there's top 50.
Yes. And I'm telling you, you're not going to get New Japan names. This is a WWE list.
I'm thinking I
The
could
10
probably
greatest
figure out
WWE.
the top 5. I could probably rattle the top 5 off.
I bet you would only get 2 or 3. I'll bet you'll miss 2 in the top 5.
2 in the top 5. I'm gonna guess 5 names.
Okay.
Rock.
The Rock is number 7.
What?
You've missed. I told you you'd miss 2, right? You could miss 2.
Then they're gonna have Hulk Hogan.
He's
the top
number
5.
10.
Who made this list?
This, honestly, I'm not against this list overall. Once you really hear it laid out.
Hold on. John Cena.
Number 5, John Cena.
There's one. In
There's
the
one of them. Can you pull off 2 more out of that top 5?
CM Punk.
CM Punk is not in the top 10. Bob's throwing out Andrea the Giant.
She was good.
Andrea was great. One of my
She was
favorites.
awesome.
No,
She was awesome.
Andre is not in the top 10.
I don't think he's in the top 10. No.
Not in the top 10.
Roddy Piper.
Roddy Piper's number 9. So number 10 is Hulk Hogan. Number 9 is Roddy Piper. Number 8, Shawn Michaels. Number
He shouldn't be
7,
that high.
The
Shouldn't be
Rock.
that high. He shouldn't be over. Okay. Number 6 is Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Number 6 is Bruno Sammartino.
What the fuck? Number 1 is Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Number 5 is John Cena. Number 4 is The Undertaker.
Okay.
I mean, he was a needle. I mean,
Money. He made. He
legendary.
probably generated
In
over
WWE,
the time,
legendary.
probably generated more money. Yeah. Okay.
Now we're down to the top 3, and you haven't guessed any of their names. Well, wait, you may have just guessed one.
Stone Cold Steve Austin
That's number 2.
Has to be.
That's number 2.
Number 2. Okay, so Stone Cold top 3. Stone Cold's in the middle. Dusty Rhodes.
No.
Ric Flair?
No. Ooh, yeah.
Wow.
Number 3 is Randy Savage.
Okay.
I'm not against it.
them. I'm not against that either. I just thought he would have. I didn't think they would have put him that high.
If I tell you the number 1's what he called himself, he called himself the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be.
I forgot about Bret Hart.
You left Bret out.
I can't believe I forgot about Bret fucking Hart.
You left Bret out. You're wearing a hockey jersey and you left Bret out. What's going
I
on?
can't believe I forgot about Bret Hart. I'm sorry, Bret. You're not never going to see this. I can't believe I forgot about Bret Hart. Oh my god.
No, but that's your top 10 list. There is a top 50 list you can look up. If you look up Bleacher Report's top 50 wrestlers of all time, they explain how they came to it. They had a panel of like 6 guys that were rating them in the different categories.
That makes sense.
And so, yeah, once again, your top 5, John Cena, then Undertaker, Savage, Steve Austin, number 2, Bret Hart, number 1. So at one point in that match, when Brett passed the torch to Steve in that bloody ass match, we saw number 1 against number 2 at the same time. Very cool.
Hell yeah.
I don't know. That's
Steve
what I was
Austin,
going with.
baby. Steve Austin, baby.
I love unique little things like that and unique little facts. And I
I'm
love lists. I love lists and I love goofy news stories. Those are my favorite things in this world. Give me lists.
Going
Give
back
me
to
a
that
top
list.
10.
Actually, I do have about 3 or 4 more questions about that list. Can you pull up the top 50?
I can probably pull it up. Yes, I can. I've got it.
Where is Roddy Piper?
Piper was 9, remember?
Piper was 9.
Yep.
Is Warrior even on that list?
50's Big Show. 49's Lita. Vader. I'm coming down. Dean Ambrose.
Vader! They put Vader in there? Hell yeah, dude.
Dean Ambrose. AJ Styles. Asuka.
Okay.
Kofi Kingston. Jeff Hardy. Ravishing Rick Rude. Sasha Banks.
Jeff Hardy should be higher on the list.
Superstar Billy Graham. Rob Van Dam.
No offense. Jeff
Owen
Hardy
Hart.
should be higher than Rob Van Dam. I'm sorry.
Owen Hart, Mr. Perfect. Batista. Ultimate Warrior at 35. Just ahead of Batista and just behind Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. I feel like 34 is low for Ricky.
Yeah, 34 is really low for Ricky.
Who's ahead of Ricky?
I
Booker
think
T.
Jeff Hardy and Batista should both be ahead of Warrior.
Jake Roberts is 32. Kane, 31. Higher. Razor, 30. Yeah, but the more you put people higher, there's some that you got to get rid of. You got Trish Stratus at 29. China.
Are the Outsiders or the NWO in there some kind of way, separate from like your Kevin Nash, or separate from your Diesel, your Razor, and your Hogan?
No, I don't think so. No, this is WWE. Ric Flair was 24. Edge was 25. Becky Lynch is 23, just ahead of Ric Flair, I guess because she's the man. Daniel Bryan, Triple H is 21. 20 is CM Punk. Okay. Although I can't go through them all and then not know 20 to 10. So, okay, let's really quickly. 19 down. Randy Orton, 19. Eddie Guerrero, 18.
Edge
was 25-ish. Brock Lesnar, 17. Chris Jericho, 16. 15, Foley. 14, Andre the Giant. 13, Roman Reigns.
Foley should be higher.
12, Rey Mysterio.
Foley should be top 8.
You know who just missed the top 10?
At
number 11.
Like an overall, like all of those categories that you talked about, I could see that. If it was just down to like wrestler,
yeah,
Kurt's top 5.
Oh yeah, Kurt would be up there a lot more. Yeah,
Kurt's top 5. You got like Kurt Angle, Kurt Hennig, Kurt
Angle, Kurt Hennig, Dean Malenko, maybe.
Dean Malenko, the one guy's name who we can't say anymore.
Anybody coming out of England who was taught? Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah,
yeah, Mr. Yeah. What's the guy's name from England? No. Who's the guy that taught everybody in England? I can't think of it right now. But they all refer to.
Talk about Dynamite Kid?
No, I'll have to think of it here. But anyway, I said I like 2 things. Well, I like a lot of things.
I'm about to say we both have a lot of hobbies. We both have a lot of things that we're into.
Yes,
I made my first purchase off of TikTok because of these stupid hobbies that I have.
Did you really? Let me guess. Well,
go ahead.
You just kind of gave a big hint away on what it is.
Go ahead.
But I would guarantee that you have purchased something in relation to Magic the Gathering.
I have. As I've talked about, been really getting into Magic the Gathering. Been getting into the version called Commander. You can buy
card deck.
Pre-made Commander decks, and they make ones for different like series. I found this one it's a series called the Caverns of Ixalan. It's like this return to like the Spanish coast and this world. Every series is on a different universe. It's kind of in the same universe. This is a planet called, or a realm, I guess, a plane called Ixalan. It kind of has like an Aztec kind of cool vibe, and this is like all about the underground world underneath this like Aztec planet. And like I got a deck that's all based on pirates. So it's got a pirate leader, a pirate commander, it's got a pirate ship in there.
That's cool.
So normally these decks run about $45 MSRP. After they come out, like they'll be in stores a couple years later for as much as like I've seen some for like $90 to $100 for the really rare, powerful ones.
Wow.
This particular one, because I got a coupon that I got
a coupon. You got a coupon?
I got it for $17. So I got
like but you got it off of TikTok. It could be bullshit.
That's what I'm saying. It arrives tomorrow. I'm gonna find out, is this legit? Is it not? Like, am I gonna get a sealed item like it said, or am I gonna get like these open cards, or am I just gonna get a big pile of dog poop? What's gonna come in the mail? Who knows?
Exactly. You can send poop in the mail. There is a company that like will get your enemies back by sending.
Have you seen that company? It's a dude on Instagram who does a company where he'll like go to your job and like cuss people out, or he'll go to like to people, your bill collectors, and he'll scream at them and be a dickhead to them.
No, but you could get anybody off the street to probably do that for the right amount of money.
Yeah, this guy shows up with like a uniform, and he's got like a company and a business card and a clipboard. He's like, I'm looking for Bob Raymond or whatever, and he'll say like
Bob Raymond.
He said, "You're a chicken neck motherfucker." And he'll start like reading off all of these like insults and just drag this dude through the mud in the middle of an office. I can't think of the dude's name.
I've got a fun story for you, because we like to bet, and I know this week we've got some bets that we're going to share.
There's lots of good sports right now.
Again, for those of you who don't know us, don't trust our bets. We're just
This is not advice. We are not experts. This is by no means
whatever the opposite of expert is. That's what we are.
No, I picked what was fun.
Anyway, so I saw this wonderful story about a Pennsylvania man went into a casino and won $57,000.
$57,000,
but was denied being allowed to collect it. Wait till you hear why.
There has to be a legally defensible reason.
The 46-year-old had done what in Pennsylvania you can do, which is called excluding yourself for life from playing casino games. He was on Pennsylvania's self-exclusion list, which allows individuals affected by problem gambling to remove themselves from the ability to place bets. Those on the list will voluntarily ban themselves from casinos, internet gambling, video game terminals, and fantasy sports wagering. So this man won $57,000, and then instead he was cited for trespassing and asked to leave.
So
he knew he was on the list. He put himself on the list. But then he decided to go to a casino where fate just went, hey, guess what? Fuck you. Here's $57,000. No.
I don't feel bad. No. I don't feel bad now knowing that. Like you learned a lesson.
Oh man. You can put yourself on the I looked into it. You can put yourself on the exclusion list for a certain amount of time. For life.
You take yourself off.
Or for life, and he chose for life. So he is excluded from gambling in Pennsylvania for life. I don't know if that's everywhere, but I would assume it's just Pennsylvania from the way that it read. So
couldn't he have like had like, hey dude, help me out.
Like, somebody else
cash this out for me and I'll give you X amount.
I don't think so. I don't know. It doesn't say what he
okay.
It doesn't say what he won it on. He hit a once in a lifetime jackpot.
How much was the money?
$57,000.07.
That has to be like a roulette or like a what's this?
That's called a slot machine.
Yeah, slot machine.
That's called a handy.
That's called a handy. That's called how you get through college.
Where did you go to school? Arizona State?
No. Arizona State. I was very specific.
Sorry, I hear they're a party school.
Very specific. I hear they're a party cool. He said.
I don't know.
I
I
heard
don't know.
Arizona State could party, man.
Yeah, somebody getting a hand job here. Okay.
But I did the last time I went to the casino. I actually really fell in love with. There's a side you go to, and it's a bunch of tables, and there's a dude up there who's playing like it's not like a roulette table you walk up to and play roulette. There's a dude up there playing roulette, and you can walk up these little video tables, and you can be like, I'm gonna bet on what's happening. I'm gonna bet on what's happening. It's like digital, but you're playing based on what the dealer's actually up there really doing.
Right.
And there's a dude right next to him playing blackjack, and there's a dude right next to him doing like 3-card or some shit like that. And so like you could just sit there and play whatever. I sat there and played roulette and had a blast, just going like 00, red, odd,
Nice.
middle section. Like
Where was this at?
this was at what's the one in Cincy?
Oh,
Hard Rock.
yeah,
it's
it's
like
changed
a
so many
month ago.
times. Jack Casino, Hard Rock. It changes names.
I think it's
every
Hard Rock
month.
now, but yeah.
Yeah. Nice, nice. Well, that's good to know. But you actually have decided to place a bet again, right?
I did. I placed a bet this week. I jumped back in the pool. There is a
What do we got?
game going on this week between the Columbus Blue Jackets and the Detroit Red Wings this Saturday. This is the Stadium Series game. This is actually outdoor in the Ohio State's
At the
stadium
shoe.
at the shoe there. I'm going big and I'm going goofy.
I'm gonna remove our logo real quick.
Yep, we're taking this for plus 1771.
Ooh, that's a big.
This is Blue Jackets on the money line, over 5.5 goals, and will there be overtime? It's not on here, but I'm predicting 3-3
Nice.
going into overtime.
That's awesome. That if that hits, that's a.
So
You know what? I can never come up with things to bet on, and that just looks like an awesome card there, and I can completely see that happening.
I just went big and goofy. And once again, don't do this.
3-3 for an outdoor series? Absolutely. I know.
It's going to be a fun game because I'm watching right now. These two teams are playing on television right now, and let me see what the score is. I guess the Jackets won because they're doing the post game. Yeah. Yeah, I don't see what the score is, but.
Well, I've got one. FC Cincinnati lately has been looking really good.
They seem to be doing really well. By the way, it's Blue Jackets 5, Red Wings 2.
Hey, that's your over 5.5 right there.
That's my over 5.5 right there. If that goes,
Yeah.
That's not,
so you just need them to go to overtime and win in overtime. But you that's the hard part is you said they're going to go to overtime and you took somebody on the money line. You're predicting overtime as well. So
yeah,
it's a ballsy bet. I like it. FC Cincinnati's been looking good. They just moved on in the CONCACAF the Champions Cup tournament.
I love the names of these different say it again.
CONCACAF.
CONCACAF.
Yeah, it stands for. Oh, I knew this. I'm so mad at
it. Doesn't JJ Watt have TJ Watt? One of the Watts have something to do with that?
No, I don't think so.
Or has a team that he.
The Confederation of CONCACAF stands for the Confederation of North Central American and Caribbean Association Football. So this part of the world, the Caribbean, North America, Central America, Caribbean countries.
Okay.
So basically, if you realize that the world is broken down into those groups, those areas, like you have, oceanic teams, Australia, New Zealand, blah, 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 blah. So we are in a tournament because we did so well last season that we play out of the best teams in this part of the world, and that's the tournament we're playing. We just knocked a team from Honduras out, and then Tuesday we move on to the Sweet 16 to play Tigres from Mexico, which is going to be a big matchup. And it wasn't
the team that we were playing. I'd root for them because that name is fun.
Tigres, yeah, Tigres.
Fun
they are very, very popular. They're a huge Mexican club.
Their name's Tigres. Of course, they're popular.
They have a great support. Yeah, they have great support. They'll be showing up here. But I actually took a bet on this Saturday's game where we are playing a league game against Philadelphia. I don't even want to try to say his first name because he goes by Kevin Denke, but I've got 2 shots for Kevin Denke on target. Okay. I've got Evander having a shot on target, which I think will honestly be a PK, a penalty. And then Pavel Buka, 2 shots. I don't think they're going to be on target because if you know FC Cincinnati, you know Buka's going to rip that shot from outside the box. He might not be on target. He might be on target, but 2 shots no matter what, whether it's on target or not. And now what's interesting about this is plus 750. But if you add on FC Cincinnati winning on the money line, it moves it up to 1800. So I actually took that bet as well.
That's
so
fair.
we'll see how that goes. But it's gonna be a good. Sports are back for me. Like I love being able to. I have FC Cincinnati shoes now that are, they're unbelievable, bro.
What kind of shoes are they?
I mean, they're over the top. If you can talk to these people for 15 seconds, I'll be right back with one of them.
I could talk to these people for the entire rest of the show if I need to, because what I also need you guys to do is make sure that you like, subscribe, follow, do all those things that people ask you to do for social media and for like podcasts and all that bullshit. Go to Instagram at 2dudeswearinghats. Make sure you follow us there. You can follow him at that dude named Brendan. You can follow me at that dude named Mike. As well as reach out to us through dudes at 2dwh.com.
I am back. I'm back. Okay, so check this out. These are my new match day lightweight marching shoes.
Match day lightweight marching shoes. Okay. Those are nice.
Cincinnati.
Those are Adidas. Wait, are those Adidas?
That is my name on it. Let's just not say who these are.
Those got 3 stripes on it.
No, these are just manufactured probably by somebody who should be in elementary school. And they were from some site where I heard about you could get these shoes. Or actually, Melissa got his and hers pairs. She's got a pair as well. Got my pair with my name on them. And they are not completely legal, I don't think. I don't know.
That's okay. We're just going to pretend like they were.
This is from a brand called I don't see a brand name. But they're fantastic.
From brandless.com. That's my website, everyone.
Brandless.com.
But yeah. So my first show back drinking.
Back drinking.
That time, you want to do a shot?
Oh, I guess we could do a shot.
I'm going to give you choices. So I have choices. You got it.
I don't have choices. I have a problem.
You don't have choices? You have a problem. What's happening?
I only have one little mini bottle.
I'm going to give you 2 choices. You're going to pick a bottle.
I have 2, but I don't want to give you the choice in case one of them comes up. Because I should give you the choice, though.
Do it. Choice. Oh, silver bottle top.
That's the one I don't want to do, bro.
Silver bottle top. All right, you pick.
You missed on me doing just some Paddy's Irish whiskey, which I would have liked to have done. And you made me do just straight Palma. Why am I shooting fucking pomegranate? Made with natural pomegranate juice, premium vodka, and a touch of tequila.
If you don't know, that bottle, hold the bottle up for the people. Palma. Put this in your Moscow Mule, the most delicious thing on the fucking planet. This is a great additive liqueur. You want to add some flavor, add some citrus, add some joie de vivre into your drink, put some Palma in there. But as far as shooting a bottle of that,
take a half ounce of your tequila out of your margarita and put a half ounce of this in. Boom, pomegranate margarita. It's gold.
Ooh, I didn't know that was the proof of this product. So this is a 100 proof product. I didn't realize it was a 100 proof product till right now. This is Southern Comfort.
Really? A little bit of SoCo.
Is SoCo always 100 proof?
I don't remember. I don't remember SoCo being 100 proof. Southern Comfort always bonded. Well, it's not bonded, but I always say that for anything now that's 100 proof. But...
Oh, so no. Hold on.
Do you have a special bottle of SoCo?
Normal Southern Comfort is 70 proof.
This is exciting for you guys. I know this is exciting.
This is
called
100
Mike
proof.
Googling.
This is no okay.
What the
so
fuck is wrong with us?
Regular Southern Comfort's like 70, 80 proof. This is I got a 100. I got a special SoCo.
You got
this
a special
100.
SoCo.
100 proof SoCo. Let's go, baby.
Oh my god, I don't want to shoot just Palma, man. Like this is like. I have a Mountain Dew sitting here specifically to be a chaser, and I'm gonna chase. I don't care. Cheers, buddy. Welcome back to drinking on the show.
Cheers.
Cheers.
100 proof SoCo.
Oh, that's tart as fuck.
Back when I used to be in metal bands, I used to carry a flask of Southern Comfort around when I'd be at shows. I go play shows and like sip on Southern Comfort before I went on stage, and that was my drink of choice. So
let me say this: pomegranate Mountain Dew would be a good combo.
Wild. That wasn't the worst thing I've ever had, but it brought back some weird memories.
That was too sweet for me. Too sweet, too tart, too much pure liquid sugary. I don't even think there was a proof on it. Wait, what do we got? Oh, it's nothing. It's do math, Brendan. 34%. Or 34 proof. It's 17%. It's 34 proof.
Oh.
Yeah, it wasn't much.
Oh, it's just sugar water.
It was nasty.
Yeah.
And this is the way they describe it. Made with natural pomegranate juice, premium vodka, and a touch of tequila.
Jesus.
Not enough.
More tequila. Less sugar.
Less vodka. All tequila.
All
tequila. No vodka. No Palma.
Make sure you like, subscribe. Wherever you get your stuff, wherever you watch, wherever you follow, make sure you hit that button, do that thing. Go to 2dwh.com anytime you want to watch a video, anytime you want to see us, or follow us on @2dudeswearinghats on Instagram.
Yeah, we'll be gaming. We'll be doing something. See you soon.